foremost, mate, I just want to give my condolences to the black and white side of Newcastle. What a week he's have had.
Been honking, mate. I've had a few cans, mate. It's been a few hours since it happened, so I'm kind of getting over it now. But it's tough work, mate. Dealing with these defeats, it's hard going.
Yeah, because I never seen the first half of the Champions League. I flicked on and was like, oh, wow, they're doing really well, like 3-2. And then I seen the end result and I was like, oh my goodness, that's a drubbing. So I was like, oh, sure, they'll get a wee bit of payback on Sunday, but it was not to be.
It wasn't meant to be. And I had like these, I had like this sort of like plan that I was going to crack open a can and be like, oh yes, but I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to open a can and be like, oh yeah. It's not going to be the same as what I planned out, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it.
It tastes a wee bit bitter, doesn't it, after a defeat?
It's bitter and better. Like it's taking the pain away.
It doesn't quite have the champagne effect of a victory.
Nah, not mate. And we didn't deserve it, to be honest. Overall, it just wasn't good enough. We took the lead early on, and I thought, oh, this could be all right. But overall, it was over the 90 minutes, just not good enough. I think like the last few years since Eddie Howe's took over, we've been like, especially when he first took over, we were like quite a fast, intense team, like pressing. And it's just none of that anymore. It's just I could see Sunderland coming back into the game. I don't know why, and I kept doubting Sunderland, thinking these ain't a good team. They're really not a good team. They're a newly promoted team. No disrespect to them, but I thought we should beat them. But no, they shouldn't have done that. They just like they planned all week, and they were just passing the ball about and just waiting for the chances. And we were tired and fatigued, and no excuses. But they deserved it. They just done their job. And just, it's absolutely pathetic the way that we went about today. Really, really bad.
Yeah. I watched, I thought the first sort of 20 minutes, Sunderland were annoying me because it was like they were trying to slow the game down, do you know what I mean? And it was like, they were just like taking their time, buying free kicks and, silly fouls and stuff. And obviously, like, you took the lead with that guy's mistake, and I was like, oh, here we go. But yeah, you're right, mate. There was not a lot of quality for Newcastle.
None at all.
Especially when you saw the bit between your teeth when you scored first. I actually missed the equaliser because I was out and about, and then watched the last sort of 20 minutes. But that's a sickener. Yeah, see when you get beat in a derby at home, especially, and they've done the double overviews now, so you're not.
Yeah, it's a sickener, but I think like it's what you deserve it. If you're not playing well enough, that's exactly what you deserve. If you and you probably feel like this when Hibs go into derby games. If you approach the game and you play shite and you're not up for it, that's exactly what will happen. And that's exactly what happened today. It just I could just see it was 1-0 at half time, right? I had a few cans. I thought I'm going to get a few more cans. This is going to be a good afternoon, but. I could just there's just this self-doubt in the back of my head. I'm thinking this isn't going to go good. I don't know why. I have this little doubt thing, this fear thing, and I thought it's going to come undone, and that is exactly what happened. It's shit having that mentality, but that's the way the players played. It just wasn't good enough. And it's no disrespect to Sunderland because they've just been promoted, but I thought like we should beat them. We should be beating them at home, but. That's just there's problems all over the park, and that just wasn't good enough. Really not good enough. No, I don't want to say keep disrespecting Sunderland because they've just they've had all week to prepare, and it's a derby game, but it just wasn't good enough. From Newcastle teams that I've seen in the last few seasons that will take the game to other opponents, it just wasn't there today. So we deserved it. Completely deserved it.
Do you think it's a lot to do with how many games you've played this season? Because obviously, I think what is it like over 50 games now you've had this season in the Champions League?
Yeah.
And the cups. Do you maybe think it's a wee bit of sort of end of season fatigue?
I think so. I think there has been a lot of games we've played, and I think getting crucified by Barcelona in the midweek's not helped. But it's just like the game started off as like sort of camaraderie, like, oh fucking here we go, derby day, we're at home, and I could see a win. I had no thinking that we were going to get beat today. If anything, a draw. But as the game just went on, our passing was getting slack, and just players tired passes, and just the effort wasn't there. And like Sunderland, like they weren't playing great, but they were just like they were moving about. They were boisterous, and I thought, if anyone looks like getting a second any goal in this game, it's them. Like I can't remember us having any decent chance on goal apart from our first goal. And I don't know, maybe it is fatigue. Maybe that is fatigue that like added to that. But it's disappointing, man, because it's like I don't despise Sunderland. I don't hate them because like they're our rivals. But when it comes to that game, the derby game, it's like, right, we're going to lift ourselves from it. We're gonna play, but it just didn't happen at all.
Yeah.
Like the first 20 minutes, when the occasion was over and the game got in the thick of it, I just think Sunderland just grew into it, and they deserved the win. When your team plays shit, and when you know your team's playing shit and they're not playing good enough, you start having those doubts, don't you? You think, we're not passing the ball well enough. You just feel that your team don't want it, and that's exactly how I felt today. And if you feel like that, then it just it goes onto the pitch, and that's exactly. They just feel that you don't want it that much. And we was talking about derbies, like you've got to be full throttle, full 90 minutes. We weren't at it 90 minutes at all today.
Well, we said before about derbies, like formations, tactics, and form all goes out the window. It's all about who wants it more.
Yeah.
And it was the same at the Stadium of Light. I watched that game and I just thought Sunderland wanted it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you could be right. Maybe it was evident today in the second half. Maybe you fell off a wee bit with fatigue from the midweek game, and yeah, they just hung in there. Sunderland, didn't they? They just grinded it out and then got that win. Got that win.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, it's a gutting feeling, mate, and to be honest, man, like, and I hate being one of these sort of like, I've seen social media where like fans have been like for a while like, oh, Eddie out in, Eddie in, Eddie out, and I'm a bit on the par now, mate. I think I'm more on the side, and I hate saying this because the guy's done a great job since he took us over. But I am starting to think that he's probably not the man that's going to take us forward. I'm at that point now, and I thought I'd never feel like this about him. But I just think, I mean, like Man City, Arsenal playing in the League Cup final now, watching the game now. But that was a great performance. We won the League Cup, phenomenal day. But it just seems to be a decline in the performance. Yeah. Like from that day to now, there just seems a decline. And I do feel the only thing I feel sorry for Eddie Howe is that we lost Isak last summer. You lose your superstar, world-class striker, and there's no doubt about it. Last year he was world-class. We've lost him, and I sympathise with him in that. But the whole team, apart from that, they were a good team apart from Isak. But I just think there's a decline. I'm starting to. There's that niggling feeling now. I'm thinking. I think Eddie Howe's time's up.
Yeah, I think he's definitely the manager that can take you to the next level.
Yeah,
a club like Newcastle. Like, these are such a big club. There's basic standards, and getting beat back-to-back derbies, it's not good enough. Like,
I know. Well, I wonder what you think to this, right? Because if you think, right, if Alan Stubbs, obviously he won the Scottish Cup years, right? If he's won, let's say, if he's won the Scottish Cup this season, but the next season, Man City have scored 1-0 City.
1-0 City.
Yeah. City. But if Man City, right, so if Hibs, if they won the cup, and that was a great occasion because he's had that day, it's phenomenal. It's glorious winning that cup. But the next season there's a bit of a downfall in performance, and you lose back to back. Well, 4 times against. You play each other 4 times in the SPL, twice in the Premier League. But losing the derbies, it's a. I don't know if that makes or breaks a manager. I don't know how you feel about it. It's sort of like, and it shouldn't be like that, because the whole season's about like how you do over the course of the season. But when you lose those 2 games against your rivals, that hits hard, because it's just like those are the games you need to pick up points from.
Well, as a Hibs fan, I always said that you're never going to get league success, right? You've kind of accepted that. So the bare minimum for Hibs is like European football, at least a trip to Hampden in one of the cups, and in the derbies, as long as you're not losing at home. I think that's the bare minimum when a manager comes in. That should be the standards.
So if you joined Hibs as a manager, that's the target you need to meet.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can obviously, you don't like getting beat away from home in a derby, but you can understand that, like, you know, because Tynecastle's a hard place to go, but like getting beat at home, no chance. Like you shouldn't, and it's the same for Newcastle. Like you're in a place at the minute where you've come off the back of that Champions League campaign. You should not be getting beat at home. You know, if it was a draw today, you might have been like, yeah, we were tired and leggy, but now it's a defeat. You're like, oh, raging.
Yeah. Yeah, it hits harder because you think like that's you couldn't even imagine it. But but it happens, and it can happen because, no disrespect to Sunderland, but you think, well, any team in the Premier League can beat anybody on their day, and it's just. But I think it's when you lose derby games, like like Hearts and Hibs obviously play each other 4 times a season. Like if Hearts were to like go the season now and they win the league, but they lose the next derby against Hibs, it probably won't matter that much. But I suppose when you're in mid-table, it's a difference. You're like, oh, you don't want to lose those games. But they're horrible, and I think that's where Eddie Howe might get the fucking sack because of this, because he's lost back-to-back derbies against a newly promoted team.
I think I've just seen too much of Newcastle this season to like see that. Try to find the right word. There's no killer instinct in the team. You know, there's too many games I've watched where you're a wee bit passive, especially in big games and stuff like that. So, and I think that comes with the territory of, you know, the standards that he's maybe set when he's come in. You know, getting you that League Cup and getting into the Champions League. It's hard to maintain it, isn't it? Like it's really difficult to keep the club up there when you sell your best striker last summer.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Because when we won the League Cup final last year, like the performance in that game against Liverpool, who were going to be the champions, just the way the game went, and you think, oh, if we played like this every week, would be good challenges for the title, and that's and there's games over the last few seasons where like Newcastle have really surprised my expectations, where they have went full throttle against these teams and put in great performances, and you think, why can't they just do that 90 minutes? But you just can't. For some reason you can, and I suppose that separates like the average teams from the winning teams. If you can do that over the course of a season, that mentality, that's champions. That's teams that win things and teams that like finish second place.
100%.
It's horrible, man. Because on that day, and I'll always remember that day. Oh, Man City are 2-0 up now. That is Nick O'Reilly again. Bloody hell, he's absolutely on form, that boy. I don't know if you noticed about this League Cup final, mate, but Guardiola and Arteta are dressed exactly the same.
I know, like
black polo neck and brown trousers.
I really despise how they keep going on the managers on the touchline, because do you know what one of my pet peeves is? Guardiola stands there and spits every 10 seconds, and the camera goes on to him, and they keep on him for like 30 seconds, and he's like, and I'm like, get the camera off him, man.
He's a mental bastard, that Guardiola, man. Like a few weeks ago when we played them, he was getting just irate at a decision. He's got a funny reaction to Guardiola earlier. Like he's like, I don't know what game it was. I think it was like when they played Tottenham a few years ago in the Champions League, and he thought City had scored, and the goal got ruled out. He was just like, is that? He was like, it's a funny expression, but he just like. Yeah, he's got this sort of cocky arrogance, Guardiola, which I do admire. But as your opponent team against him, you like think, fucking pipe down, man. But he's a good manager. He just wants to win. He's got this sort of perfection, and he just wants his team to play perfect.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we talk about. Like, you know, is Eddie Howe on that same level of man management, team management, where he just drives perfection every week? So
yeah,
maybe he's not.
He's not, mate, and that's. I think a lot of managers probably aspire to be, because I think when Pep came into the Premier League, he's changed the sort of like range for like how teams play, like this pressing, and some people say he might have ruined football because his style is different from anything what the Premier League's ever seen before. But that's the standard you set. And it's when you sit in full flow, they're unbelievable. And Guardiola, like not even the City's teams, but the Barca team with like Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta, sublime. You just couldn't get the ball off them, mate.
Well, I remember his first season in England. He was like heavily criticised because like he was getting beaten by like the lower league teams. Well, the teams in the lower half of the league, and even like all the pundits were like, "Oh no, his style of play is never going to work here" and stuff. And then the next season, bang, go and win like 4 titles in a row. So just shows you.
Yeah, mate. And do you think as well, like this City team that we're seeing now, would you say they're as good as the City teams in the past? Because I think, I don't know, probably when they had like Aguero in full flow and De Bruyne, they were sublime, weren't they? Like,
I just always look at. I never like comparing managers from different eras. So, you know, the big thing was like, oh, would Fergie's peak Man United team beat Guardiola's peak Man City team? I hate comparing it because the game is like completely different over like decades. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I always just look at honours. Like they've went and won 4 Premier Leagues in a row, whilst also winning the Champions League in that time. I don't know how many of them were trebles or whatever, but like, yeah, I would say that the last 3 or 4 years has been like peak Man City.
yeah, it's hard to compare. Like, I mean, for my opinion, I probably think Guardiola's teams would beat Fergie's teams, but that's but you couldn't put them because you'd never think Fergie's all-time 11, whether that's going to be the '99 team that won the Champions League or the team that won the Champions League against Chelsea on penalties, which one of those teams at the full pelt against Cities in the day. I think it's because the last few years we just see the Premier League as like team full of athletes that they're just running more.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It is really hard to tell. Like, I think maybe you could probably put the argument of the fact that like Fergie's team played Guardiola's Barca twice in the final, the Champions League, and they got beat twice.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
And they weren't close games. Like Barca won them fairly. Not that he plays the exact same way with City now. It's a bit different, but it's still the same sort of like ideas, sort of thing.
Yeah, but to be in the game so long, like when did he manage? Was that 2008 that he took over at Barcelona?
I think so. Yeah, it was
2008, 2009.
Yeah, it would have been about then. Hey, and then he went to Bayern Munich, and then to City.
It's he's up there with one of the greatest managers ever because to be that to be at that level for so long, like it's hard going, like.
Yeah, mate. I think we've spoken about this before, mate. Like, could you ever see him like going to a team that hasn't got like all the financial, like might of like City, Munich, and Barca? Like to see him in a team that hasn't got that.
Well, this is the argument, isn't it? It's like every club he's been at has had like riches and fortunes of money. Could he go to a Stoke and have the same effect? I don't know.
Like even in the Premier League, right? If you put him at like say Everton or Bournemouth, or like would he over a few years would he be able to do that? Because he isn't going to have the spending power.
Yeah. Well, saying that, I remember Ancelotti was quite successful at Everton. I mean, he didn't win anything, but that Everton team were quite successful under him in the league. Obviously, until he went back to Real Madrid. But I always found that baffling that Ancelotti went to Everton. Like, I remember watching games being like, "What is he doing there?" Like,
I remember when he signed for Everton, I was so jealous. I was like, how have Everton got Ancelotti as manager? Who the fuck done that deal? Like, how has that happened?
It's baffling. Like, such a high-profile manager in Everton, like, it's crazy.
You'd think you would beg for someone like Ancelotti being your manager, like, but fucking Evan, how the fuck did he go there? Like, no, sorry, Evan, but how the fuck did you pull that off?
He's in Brazil now. He's a Brazilian national manager.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how they do in the summer. Did he not get done for a bit of like tax evasion or something a while ago?
That's probably why Everton got him as manager, because they were like, "Here, we can do something with your tax." Like, and we found a wee loophole in the Premier League here. Ancelotti, you'll be all right. All right, Carlo.
Don't worry, Carlo. We'll get it sorted out.
Don't worry, Carlo. You get all your money. But no, he's away to Brazil now, isn't he? Because he's like exiled himself for the country where he owes tax.
Do you know that's mental with the Morocco thinking that they've won the AFCON now?
Mate, I seen that the other night there. I was like, what?
Mate, I remember you told me like this is the craziest game of football you'd ever seen. I didn't actually watch it, so I watched the highlights. And it was fucking like, there were so many mental VAR decisions. It was like, that is a shocking officiating game. They took one of the teams, he got taken off because it was like, we ain't playing this game. This is fucking shocking. But now they've overturned it. Like, that's absolute bollocks, man, isn't it?
And the thing is, right, I says to you not long after it happened, it was the boy. Do you remember after the stoppage, right? They were off the pitch for like 17 minutes or something, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then they came back on. Morocco had the penalty, and the guy tried the Panenka. Yeah. And I went, and I was like, "Nah, I'm not having that. He's meant to do that." It was like, for me, it was like words had been exchanged in the changing room while they were all off the pitch, and they were like, "You're going to miss that penalty." Like, I genuinely think that's what happened, because it was such a pathetic attempt at a penalty. So I think there's greater forces at work there than that.
Yeah.
For them to lose that game, they restarted the game, they've lost it, and then it's went to a panel and they've been like, "Nah, Senegal aren't getting it. It's going to be Morocco's." Like, hang on a wee second.
Do you remember the decision with the when the goal was scored and like it got ruled out? There was nothing wrong with that goal at all. It was like there was absolutely fuck all wrong with it. And the referee
gave it as a free kick, didn't he?
Yeah, bizarre. Yeah. And then he gave the opponent team a penalty, and you think, this is absolutely ludicrous, man. It's like, I think they're on a different wavelength. These African teams, these countries, they think they're just playing by their own rules. It's absolutely fucking, it's like going too far. Like,
it just stinks, mate. For me, it just absolutely reeks of corruption. Like, I've had to close my windows because it smells so bad, mate.
The AFCON air coming in, it's disgusting, mate.
How can a panel turn around and say that, though? Like, we're going to overturn the decision. So does that mean that in the future, in the Premier League and European competitions, if, say, a team, does something similar, are they going to overturn it and give it to the other team? Like, they've opened like this can of worms now, where they're like, well, where does it stop?
Yeah.
So, like, Hibs go and play at Ibrox and they have a decision that they think is really bad, so the manager goes, "Nah, we're off the pitch." Like, where does it stop? It's madness.
Yeah, it is madness, mate. Because you think, like, I mean, however bad things might get in a game of football, like with your team, Hibs, mate, if you ever seen shocking decisions, or if I've ever seen in my game, I'd never think it would get to the point where my team's going to get called off by the manager. So that must have been really, and it was a horrible decision. It's really bad officiating. Mm-hmm. And I seen something last night where I think it was Rooney and Alan Shearer was saying like VAR is a fucking joke. Just absolutely, just get rid of it. It's nonsense, because it's like it's there to clear decisions. It's not to like officiate, and that's exactly what's happening. And with that decision in that game, that's where I thought, oh, this is an absolute joke, because there's nothing wrong with that, but it was just nitpicking at little things, and even in the goal, that it was like there was nothing even wrong with it. But it's scandalous, mate, and it's like the VAR are just like, I don't know, they're at their desk and having a little field day. Oh, we can make things a bit interesting here. Let's do this. Yeah, and The referee should. No, you said about the offside call and all that, and they've got goal line technology. Maybe they should just keep it at that and just go with what the referee feels. But the referee's probably under pressure now because he's like, "Oh, I haven't got anything to back me up now anymore."
Yeah, I think they should just try and go as automated as they can with the offside rule. You know, like they have that in major tournaments now, where it's just like a line. The computer just draws a line, and then it knows when the player's off, so it's like an automatic call. They need to get it to that stage there, and then they need to just decide what they want to do with it, because that's like clear and obvious stuff and the handball rule. And you see the Dundee derby last week.
Yeah, I didn't actually see it, mate, but I seen the result on that.
The penalty for Dundee United is the most ridiculous penalty decision. So the ball is on the edge of the box. The Dundee United player, he's passing it to the corner flag, and it's like a chip ball, and it hits the Dundee player on the arm, and the ref's like, VAR review penalty. And you're like, how can that be given as penalty? Like, the guy's playing the ball out to the corner flag for it to be crossed in, so it's not a goal-scoring opportunity. And the guy's arm is like in a position where he's like setting himself. Oh, mate.
It's honking, isn't it? Like,
stinking.
Well, I had 2 bets on yesterday. I'll tell you about the first bet I had on that came up. It was quite a good bet. But the second bet I had on, it was like, I put like 4 teams on a quid and a tenner return. And it was like, I was waiting on PSG and Juventus to win last night. And Juventus were 1-1. And they got a penalty in the 87th minute, and the ball came in the box, and they took a shot, and the Sassuolo defender, he just it's like the Juventus defender like headed it, and he headed it against like his arm, this bit, but they both jumped together, and the referee like viewed it for a few minutes, and he took ages, and he was like, "You go to the screen," and it was a penalty. And it got awarded as a penalty, and I was kind of like sitting there. I was like, right, if Juventus score, then I might win my bet. But I thought that's an awful decision. It was a bit of like a sort of like my gut was like, that isn't a penalty. So it was a bit like then they missed the penalty, which was fair justice. I was gutted that my bet never came up, but I thought it's a bit of justice.
Fair, yeah. They're going to have to put some sort of like. What would it be like a return of your stake or something for bad VAR calls? That's what's coming next. Like you pay an extra 50 pence in your stake or something. So if there's like a bad call with VAR, you can get your stake back. Can you imagine?
You know how like Paddy Power have that like, don't worry, you've got a super sub. If you've got a player to score, you get super sub. You've got like a VAR decision. Don't worry. No, they should do that, mate. If there's a bad VAR decision. Like, maybe you can go to a Bet365 VAR decision, like, well, I don't agree with that decision that got made, so dispute it as much as you want.
It's just crazy. Like you said, they need to just get rid of it or improve it massively for it to be viable for everybody watching, because it is ruining it slightly, like the game.
The only worry is, mate, is if it goes, then there is going to be some decisions that pop up and you think, if a camera saw that, they'd be banged to rights, sort of thing, eh?
Look at your FA Cup tie with Aston Villa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, those decisions are going to start happening again, and then everybody's going to be like, oh, why did we get rid of VAR? And you'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then it's just this merry-go-round of people being like, oh, we need VAR. Oh, no, we don't need VAR. Oh.
When was the last time you went into a bookies and put a bet on?
Probably before Christmas. Like, I just don't go to bookies.
No.
Because they give me the fear. You know what I mean? Like, I rather just have the phone in my hand and just flick through stuff. It's the betting slips for me. Like, I'm like scratching my head, like looking, going, oh god, right, okay. But no, and then like,
where's the cash out on this betting slip?
Hi, can you tell me what the cash out is for this wee betting slip? And the guy just looks, what? Fucking idiot. But yeah, we me and Melissa's dad, we went out for a few drinks before Christmas, and he would go to the bookies quite regularly, but he would do the horses. And mate, even the horses, like, you know, he's kind of in the know of the horses. Oh, I've got that wee one at 340 and all that. And like, I just pick what one looks, what jockey's got a nice uniform on.
got a nice yellow spotted stripes.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a green and white outfit. When I'm going to pick him, he's like 351. 14-year-old. The organisers are loading the shotgun before the race. One of those, because they know that a horse has got to go down. And I'm like, I'll stick a 10 on it.
Yeah, horses are a funny one, mate. Have you ever done one of those lucky 15s where you put on like, a good save on the City. It's like you put like 4 horses on. I think you get kind of good money if it comes in, but it's quite tough for all the 4 horses to come in.
I try and avoid the horses. Because I don't understand them. I would look at a football match and feel like I've got decent knowledge of like form and teams to know how the game's going to go, because I watch football. Whereas horses, I don't watch them, I don't follow them, so I wouldn't have a clue. And I just think it's over too quick. They come round the furlongs and your wee horse is trying to get forward, and it's just it's not for me.
I suppose, however, a favourite of horses, if a horse has won a couple of races in a row, he's no guarantee that he's going to win that next race, isn't it? However good the jockey might be or the horse might be, and I suppose it's like in the bookies, it's a funny one, mate, because you're never going to beat the bookies. There's no set pattern, because you could go in and put a bet on the favourite football team. They might get gubbed that week, or they might draw. So it's a hard one. Sometimes do you feel like this as a bettor? You feel like you put the betting on and that, and you think, oh, I've sussed this out. I feel of an intellectual fucking bettor, but it gets fucked.
It's when you wake up on I've woken up on Saturday morning before and went, look at my lips gone.
Today's day.
Here we go, right? And then you look at the fixtures, and you maybe put 5 or 6 teams on, and you go, that's a cert, that's a cert, that's a cert, and then none of them come in, and you're like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? Or the worst ones was when I was doing I would do accumulators for over 2.5 goals in the games.
No.
And you would get beat by 1 goal.
Yeah.
Every 5 games would come in, and the 6th game it would be 1-1. Oh my god!
Got me. Yeah.
But the biggest one I ever won was the Champions League last season. I won. What did I get? It was the last. Do you know the last games of the group phase? Before they go into the round of 16.
Yeah.
I stuck on every single game, right? So however many games there is, 15, 16 games. And I went through them all, and I thought to myself, right, it's the last game of the group phase, so everybody's going to be out to just score as many goals as they can, because there was teams that needed to get up to the playoffs or needed to get out into the group stage, into the round of 16 proper. So yeah, I stuck a fiver on it, and everyone came in, and I think I got about 750 quid.
Ooh, for a fiver bet. And how many teams did you do? Did you say it was 16 or something?
Well, whatever how many teams are in the league phase of the Champions League?
30. Is it 30? Let me think.
32.
32 or 34. So
16 games.
Yeah.
And I went through the list and just put over 1.5. Over 0.5, over 2.5, over 2.5, and it came in.
Those games, though, you're probably thinking, because it's the last game. There's teams that qualified. There's teams that are trying to qualify. There's teams that got fuck all to play for. There's it's no holds barred, isn't it? You'd be like, okay, well, that team against that team, who knows what's going to happen because they've got nothing to play for, sort of thing.
Yeah, I always think that there's formats and games that are quite easy to bet on. Not saying they're easy to bet on, because I'm not sitting here a millionaire, but the Champions League more often than not comes in because it's all just high quality teams, and every game is just full of goals. Like I said, the last game of the league phase is always a good one because you've just got teams firing on all cylinders, trying to qualify for the next round.
Yeah.
What else? The Premier League's just standard for betting, I think. French football, nah. German football, nah. La Liga's alright, but then you could bet on a team that's been scoring loads of goals, and then they'll go and have a 0-0, and you're like,
yeah, it's gutting right now. They're both teams to score and all that. You think, that team are going to score 2 goals, but it's just sometimes it'll just never happen. It's
yeah.
shite, like.
But like I said, I've moved on from betting like that. I would do more in play on single games. So I would do the bet builders, like over 4 yellow cards, over 10 corners, both teams to score. Do like a wee bet builder that way, and I've got some sense. I'm like not hundreds of pounds, but I would say like I've made profit this season over loss.
That's good.
So that's all right.
That's a win, isn't it? If you're more up than down, eh? Like, have you had a bet on the Arsenal City game today?
No, I've taken a wee time out on my betting account.
Aye.
I like to take a wee time out now and again just to keep my head above water, because I sometimes feel like, as much as I'm telling you that I'm in profit, sometimes you get to a stage when you're like, I'll just bet one more. Oh, sure, I'll just bet one more and try and get the money back. Oh, I'll just bet again.
Yeah.
And after Cheltenham, I put 20 quid in my betting account with Cheltenham. Oh, that's the game finished. Man City are champions of the League Cup. You heard it here first on the gig in the game.
There you go, carving up the title, taking our fucking trophy away from us.
But so I stuck 20 quid in my Cheltenham account, my betting account for Cheltenham, and then after that I was like, time out. I just like to do it just to have a reset, mate, because I'm not addicted to gambling, but I can understand why people go down the slope of getting addicted to it, because you lose like maybe 4 or 5 bets, and then you're always trying to claw back what you've lost. So you're like, oh fuck, I'll have one more bet. Oh, that's a wee 50 to 1. Oh, I'll get that. And it's slippery slope. So always think it's good to take a time out.
It gives you that sort of like I don't know, a temporary satisfaction, doesn't it? Where like if you win a bet, or when you put a bet on, you've got these hopes on that. I suppose it's like control betting, isn't it? You think, well, I might put a little amount on to see what the outcome is, but if you put loads on and you're doing it every day, like, I mean, I've always been the opinion where like Saturday, Sunday you might have a little look at the bets, but some people bet every day because these betting platforms now, you can bet every day, anytime on whatever.
Yeah, I would try and keep it to like midweek European games and the weekend. I would like, it's when it's the off season and you're betting on Bolivian second division football and you're like, I think you've got a problem, mate.
You have no inkling about the Bolivian league. Why are you betting them?
Yeah, no. But I always find as well that like I know when it's time to have a time out whenever so maybe I've put like a bet on for like a certain game, and then the bet loses. Say I've put like 3-0 to Liverpool and they're playing Chelsea and Chelsea score, so I go, oh, fuck, the bet's done. If I keep betting on the same game multiple times, I go, all right, I need to slow down here. And I've seen myself do that. I've seen myself losing a bet on one game and then going into that same game and going, right, I'm going to do next goal is for Liverpool, and then fucking Chelsea score again, so you've lost another bet, and you're like, and then you keep going, what else can I bet on? And that's when you're like, no, you need to take a chill pill here.
It's a slippery slope, isn't it? Like, I suppose it's like, I don't know, like if you have like a £5 stake and like whatever that £5 does, go with it. But when you lose that, don't need bet anymore. But some people can get sucked in, unfortunately, and they're like, right, they're chasing the sort of win, and they're like, forget that. I'll win this or I'll win that.
Absolutely. So yes, the gig in the game advocates safe and responsible betting. Let's just put that out there.
Absolutely, mate. I've over the years since doing like coupons and that, this is a shit way to look at it, right? But I've been fucked over twice by Derby in a bet on accumulators. Both times they fucked me over severely for like, I don't know, it must have been like 100 quid on each bet. But there was one game where, I don't know what, maybe like 12 years ago, they were like 2-0 up against QPR and they let me down for a bet. And they were 2-0 up and they conceded 2 in the last minute. And there was another time they fucked me over. So every time I do a bet now, since then, I just never select Derby, and I never select for them to win or lose because I just look at it and I think, so Derby County, sorry Derby County, but I just can't bet on you because I don't know what's going to happen in those games. So like,
they're off the list.
I haven't selected them since, and they shouldn't be tarnished for my betting ways. But everyone says there might be that one team that they don't bank on. Derby County to win or lose, just I don't touch them.
Yeah, well, that's like me with Newcastle this season. Like, I've put a few bets on you, and I haven't. I've maybe put 6 or 7 bets on Newcastle this season, and not one of them have come in. They're like you almost have a bogey team. You know what I mean? Like, you just cannot win a bet with them.
Yeah,
It's really frustrating. So frustrating.
The Scottish League's funny, mate. Did you watch the Hibs game yesterday? 0-0. It looked like a bit of a dull affair.
Yeah, I never watched it. I've only seen the highlights. Yeah, I was more. I seen the Celtic game earlier on, but yeah, no, like Hibs and Motherwell. Yeah, it's kind of both teams' seasons over, I think. Just because the top 6 is more than wrapped up, because I don't think Dundee United can get into the top 6 now. No. Even with their win the day, but no, I haven't watched. I've only watched the highlights of the last 2 games. Just turgid 0-0 draws, honestly. And from what I heard about it online, because I would read the .net forum updates on the game, it just sounded like it was almost like pre-season, attitude. Like didn't really want to go and win the game, and it's like, so yeah.
Well, I actually took that game on one of my bets as both teams to score. So when I was checking it, it's just 0-0, and I just instantly think when it's 0-0, just like, oh, that must be a dull game. And I was flicking through. I was like the St Mirren game to check on my other bet, and the Hearts game, and fucking Hearts just seemed to grind out another win. Like, didn't seem much was happening, and they just done that win. And now Celtic have lost today. Rangers won yesterday, so it's like, oh, who the fuck? I've got this feeling now, mate. I'm sorry you want to hear this, but I think Hearts are just they're gonna edge it.
I genuinely think, right? I would love for them to just call the league and give Hearts title, because I honestly can't see how Rangers or Celtic got to win. They just keep slipping up.
Yeah.
Every opportunity they just keep handing Hearts points. But do you know what's really funny is, like I've said all this season, they're going to slip up at some point. They're going to slip up, and I said to you a few weeks ago, like I've kind of accepted if Hearts win the league. I genuinely am loving, right, and Hearts fans will love me saying this, I'm loving the absolute seed from Celtic and Rangers fans. It's like they cannot stand not being top dogs.
Yeah.
And Chris Sutton said in the commentary today about it's pathetic, it's not good enough, and I'm like, but maybe just one season your team's shite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, can you not just accept that there's not other teams in the league that can go for why does it always have to be Celtic? Why does it always have to be Rangers that win things?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not guaranteed. There could be some swings now between the end of the season, but like I'm just thinking, Hearts have won the last few games at home 1-0, and I suppose you respond from a defeat like Kilmarnock last week, and they've won 1-0. It doesn't matter how you win; it's 3 points at the end of the day. Just grinding it out. Like Rangers are back in the mix. I didn't expect Celtic to lose at Dundee United today.
No, that was a strange one, because I mean, did you see the state of Dundee United pitch?
Yeah, it was minging, wasn't it?
It was like a sandbox. But I mean, it's no excuse, like. But yeah,
like Roy Keane turning up at that Republic of Ireland training camp with the Wog.
But no, they just keep. They keep. To be fair though, see the Celtic results with the performances. It doesn't surprise me that they've got beat today, because the performances have been pathetic.
Yeah.
It's almost as if they've been riding their luck getting results, and now they've finally lost the game with the way they've been performing. So it just keeps swinging in pendulums. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, it'll be Celtic. This week, I'm like, all right, it'll be Rangers. I genuinely think they're in a great position.
Yeah.
They've got to be thinking, this is our time this year.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got to, there'll probably be more swings and roundabouts from now to the end of the season, but it just seems that they're just grinding it out. But it's not convincingly. They don't like demolishing teams like 4-0, 5-0. They're just doing it. I think it's gonna. Well, Celtic and Rangers have got to play each other once again. I'm not going to rule Celtic out, but I mean, I didn't expect them to get beat at Dundee United today. I thought they would have won that and kept the pressure on, but they've not done their bit. They've not done their business, to be, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's looking good for Hearts. Honestly, I said, I've kind of just accepted that they might win it this year, and there's a small part of me that would probably want them to win it just because I know how raging Celtic and Rangers would be.
So you gutted that Hearts will win it, but you know Celtic and Rangers are going to be raging. So it's like,
I mean, put it this way, right? If they did win it on the last day of the season or something, right, I'm not going to sit and watch the celebrations because I'm going to be like, fucking bastard. Nah. But I hate the Old Firm more than I hate Hearts. So
yeah.
And the entitlement that Rangers and Celtic fans have, especially in the media side of things, is outrageous. Like, they cannot accept getting beaten in a game of football. It's like, they'll, how can I put it without waffling? They'll criticise their own team first without praising the other team. Do you get what I mean? So the easiest way for them to describe a game of football is just by slating the Celtic team. But it's never because the opposition were just better.
Yeah, aye.
And that's Celtic and Rangers all over.
Do you think that there's no Celtic or Rangers fan that should come out, even if they do lose the league this season, and defend their team and think, oh, this is unfair, this is unjust, right? No, you haven't been good enough this season. And no disrespect to Rangers, because I don't think anyone's expecting them to be like, they should have won the league anyway, but for more Celtic, I think from the Celtic side, they should probably come out, if they do lose the league, and be like, we just weren't good enough this season.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone could defend that, because they have been absolutely pish. And
yeah,
like, a Celtic should be, from the wage structure and squad size, they should be more dominant than any other SPO team. So it's more looks bad on Celtic than Rangers, to be honest, eh?
Well, I just sometimes think, like, you're not entitled to win any game. This is the thing.
Nah, you can't, mate.
You're not entitled to go and just win games because you've got the best squad and you've got the most money. Sometimes teams just play better than you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Celtic and Rangers this season, Hearts, for as poor as the Old Firm have been, Hearts have just grinded out results and they find themselves at the top of the tree. So if they continue to grind results out, then they've won the league because they've done that.
But it's funny, mate, because I think we said this on the last podcast that, like, I think you mentioned about the fact that, like, no team has been over dominant, and like Hearts haven't been like crazily amazing. They have just been very good. They've not been they've not obliterated teams. They've just beat who's in front of them, and that's all it takes. But they've not blown teams away. It's just Celtic and Rangers have been shit in this season. They're really, really bad. Like if Celtic were like if Celtic were like, I don't know, they're in fucking second gear. If they were in like third gear or fourth gear, they would have won the league. But they're just not. They're more passive than active, eh?
Yeah, no, 100%. But it's looking like it's going towards Hearts. And I think as well, that's Livingston relegated as well after getting beat off of Kilmarnock. That's them down. They're 12 points off the bottom. So I kind of see them coming back from it. But
it's going to be interesting because Hearts have got to play before the split. I think they've got to play Motherwell again before the split, and they'll have in the split they're going to have to play Hibs, Celtic, Motherwell, Rangers, and Falkirk. They're going to be ultra games, like. And I think they got to play Motherwell at home and away. They're going to have to play Celtic away. I think they're going to play Rangers at home. They're going to have to go Easter Road. So it's not a given that they're going to win it, but you'd rather be in that position than
100%.
Celtic.
Did you manage to catch? I don't know if you watch Saturday Night Live, the American one, but did you watch the UK one last night?
I didn't, mate. I've heard of it, but I've never actually watched it. So that's basically like an old American program, Saturday Night Live, and they brought it over to the UK.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect from it because when they announced it, I was a bit like, I don't know. Like, it's always weird when they sort of try and do like cross-Atlantic stuff. You know, if they like try and turn an American sitcom or a series into a British one and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, because I don't really like Saturday Night Live, I just don't think it's that funny. I would have watched like the clips from like the 90s when like Adam Sandler and like Will Ferrell were like writing for it were good.
Yeah.
But like I don't watch it. So when they announced it, they were doing a UK one. I was like, I don't know. But I watched it last night. It was actually all right. You know,
Yeah.
it was quite funny in bits.
Aye.
But yeah, I wasn't sure if you watched it or that.
Was there any good comedians on it?
Well, like all the comedians, the only person that I knew who was on it was a guy called Larry Dean, who's from Glasgow.
Yeah.
All the others, I didn't know who they were because obviously, I think they wanted to have like up and coming comedic writers do the Saturday Night Live series. But it was good. They had what was her name? Tina Fey, the American actress. They had her hosting it, and then they had Wet Leg doing the music. So it was good. It was all right.
Is it a couple of hours? Is it 2 hours or 3 hours?
I think it's an hour and a half. And it's they always say that it's completely live. So like whenever they're doing their sketches, stuff can go wrong, which makes it kind of unique. You know, it's kind of like its own little thing. But I'm just glad that they sort of went with like British humour instead of trying to make it too American. But
yeah. Do you know what I was watching earlier, mate, on YouTube? What's that program called? I was just watching clips on YouTube earlier, and I forgot the name for it. Silly, the one where they're trying not to laugh.
Oh, the one with Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr, yeah. Is it called?
I was watching it. I was watching it last night. What's it called?
The comedians are all on it, right? It's LOL something. It's like
Last One Laughing.
Last One Laughing, yeah. And I was watching the clips of it earlier, and it's fucking hilarious. I was like, some of the sketches some of the comedians were doing, and the other comedians were just, smiling. They couldn't laugh, and it was like...
I watched it last season, and Bob Mortimer is... What was it?
Yeah, these are the clips I was watching on it, mate. It was
so funny. Like, see if he even looked at me, I would be away. But it's whenever they go over it, say somebody something like a wee cup of tea and that, and they just start saying something, and the comedian who's being spoken to just goes and just walks away.
Yeah,
because they're like.
Oh. There's one where Bob Mortimer, he was doing this. He was doing like these songs to this female comedian. I think his name Daisy something. He was singing these ridiculous songs. Like all the comedians in the room, they're just sitting there like with like the smile. They couldn't laugh because I think if they laughed, they're out. Then they were just And I was
it's
just
a really good concept.
I was like, that must be so hard, because we find it funny, but like comedians, they must find that so hard. Like,
but do you not think that if you were in that situation, right? Not even being in a room with comedians, just being in a room with normal people, you would automatically just giggle at things.
Yeah.
You'd be nervous. So how hard must it be to be in a room with like professional comedians?
Yeah.
And they start talking, telling the story, and you're like, oh my God, they're trying to make me laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
It was funny, mate. Who's the guy with the massive beard? What's his name? It's something Wilkinson. Is it Joe Wilkinson?
Oh yeah, from the last season. Yeah, I'm thinking about this season. Joe Wilkinson, mate, he is elite at the deadpan comedy.
They were doing like this stage show, and he was like talking about what's the RNLI, the Lifeboat Association. And he was like doing like a presentation on them, and like he's just like, because he's so funny, man. He was just talking about it. All the comedians are just sat there like straight, like it was so funny, man. It was just because him talking, man. But when he started talking about the Lifeboat Association have been going on for 100 years to do this job, it's so funny. Because it's like Jimmy Carr, and 8 out of 10 cats and all that. They're absolutely brilliant, mate.
I seen him live, and it was one of the funniest gigs I've ever been to. We seen him at the Fringe in 2014. Oh, mate, genuinely left, and my cheekbones were in agony just from laughing so much. So funny. Yeah. I always watch comedians, and I'm like, I just could never. I don't have that like comedy in me, right? I'm not a funny person. But to have that quick-wittedness as a comedian is just, it's superb, mate. Like, one of the things that he does during the show is, like, he asks people to heckle him. So he's like, right, it's time for you to heckle me. So people shout out, and he just responds to it. And I'm like, how can you physically be so quick to just go bang? You know what I mean?
You said that you don't think yourself as a funny guy. I find you very funny, but because we're not like comedians, we laugh amongst mates and all that. But to be that sort of like going on stage and being funny, that's a whole new level. That's even more ballsy than like even going up with a guitar and 100%. A band singing, isn't it?
100%. To stand on stage and talk through jokes that you've written that you think are funny in your head, to have the confidence to go, this is going to be funny in an audience, is just another level of entertainment that I will never understand. It's special, like.
And it makes you think, like, see, like these comedians when they start out, like, how did they even start at that? Like, just go on a stage, like Jimmy Carr, like before he started out, did he go on a stage and think, I'll crack these few jokes, and because he must have started out from somewhere. I don't know if he started off as a comedian.
I think they all start off on the circuits, don't they? Or like back in the day, they all started off in like the working's men's clubs, because obviously doing the clubs is hard. You know, like. If you get a few laughs in the working men's club, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And then obviously they work their way through. But yeah, hard industry. But mate, I don't know if I should say it, one of the funniest fucking jokes that Jimmy Carr done on the stage. He was like,
go for it.
He was like, heckle me, come on, heckle me. And somebody shouted, when's the comedy on? And everybody was like, ooh. And just without thinking, he was like, if you want my comeback, you can get off your mother's chin later.
Brilliant.
Oh mate, honestly.
Jimmy Carr's got the best laugh ever, hasn't he? Like, I remember I saw him a couple of years ago. Like me and Maddie went to a Newcastle game, and it was a friendly game, and we were walking back to the train station, and he walked past us, and I looked twice. I was like, "Fucking hell, that's Jimmy Carr." And Maddie's like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Oh, he's a comedian," but he didn't have like his makeup on. But it was like I looked online and he was playing in Middlesbrough that night, so he was just having a coffee. But it was definitely him. That's fucking Jimmy Carr, like 1,000,000%.
See, I used to walk past a lot of comedians in Edinburgh when they were doing the Festival Fringe. Like, I remember walking past that Catherine Ryan when she was doing the Fringe. And what's the guy that's the principal in the In-Betweeners? Is it Greg?
Greg Walsh.
Oh no, not Greg Walsh. Is it Greg Davies?
Greg Davis, sorry. So Greg Davis, yeah.
Walked past him on the bridges and he had like headphones on, but he's like massive. He's about 7 foot.
Yeah, he's a big guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's funny with the comedians, mate, because like twice there was, I can't remember what year it was, mate, but I walked past that comedian Paul Foot.
Oh, you Paul Foot, yeah. He used to come into my old work, Tesco. Paul Foot, yeah.
Yeah.
Had the mullet and the bald bit, yeah.
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 I walked past him on Rose Street one time. He had like two guys next to him. I think he's I think he's a bit of a he's a bit of a player sort of thing. And he had two guys next to him. And there was one time I done an open mic with my mate Ben one time, and we were walking up the bridges and we saw him again and we were chatting to him for a few minutes.
Were you? Class.
Yeah. So caught him twice, and he had two guys next to him as well. Like, he was just like, oh, lads, just playing an open mic tonight. Me and the lads just going back to a hotel room. I'm like, oh, okay.
JK.
Twice bumped into him.
Yeah.
Aye, man. Do you know, I was so sorry to hear a few years ago that Sean Watt passed away, because he was funny as fuck as well, man, on 8 out of 10 cats.
Do you know what Melissa said, right? And she was spot on. Imagine Sean Locke on that last one laughing.
Oh, yeah.
He would just destroy every one of them in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, aye. 8 out of 10 cats countdown. He was fucking funny as fuck, man. So good.
Yeah, he was class. In other news, did you hear Chuck Norris is dead?
Yeah, aye. Yeah,
that's the end of an era, that.
Yeah, it is, mate. I seen a meme the other day where, like, do you know when the Terminator at the start of the film is like, I need your clothes, your boots, your motorcycle. and it's just like he's asking Chuck Norris, and Chuck Norris is driving the motorcycle, and he's got like this robot behind him. It's a shame he's passed away, but what a hard bastard, mate.
I know, rest in peace. I've got a few quotes. Do you mind if I read a few quotes out, mate? See the quotes get me all the time, mate. What's the one I've got here? Here we go. See if I can get through this. What one have we got? The flu gets a Chuck Norris shot every year. Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad he's never cried. Oh, class.
That's about that one before. Fluke of Chuck Norris.
Oh, mate, honestly. I sometimes sit, right, I just go through Chuck Norris quotes of class. Chuck Norris went to a feminist rally and came back with a sandwich and his shirts ironed. Oh God!
Yeah, is it like Chuck Norris will carry his own coffin? Mate, I would like all like martial arts experts. Like, do you think was he like the hardest out of them all? Like Bruce Lee, Steven Seagal, Van Damme.
I actually don't know. Like, I knew he was big in the 80s and stuff like the 70s.
Right.
But I never really because what he done. Was it Walker Texas Ranger? Was that his big show?
Aye. I don't think I've ever watched a Chuck Norris film.
Nah, me neither. I just know him from like folklore and like people putting stuff up about him.
Yeah. Aye. He's in one of the. I think he's in one of the Bruce Lee films, isn't he? One of the Enter the Dragon films.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's always just renowned as this hard bastard, but I don't know where you rate him up. He must be even tougher than these fuckers. Like.
Just one of these like invincible guys who like people said that would like never die, and unfortunately has.
Yeah, no, mental, mate. But how old he is? He must be kicking on 80, wasn't he?
He must have been. Let's check. He was 60. He was 86.
So yeah. Man City are the winners. That was a shit game, but they just. Clinical, they just took their two chances very well. Yeah,
what I've seen in the second half, I think Man City just sort of up the tempo a wee bit and were more clinical. Arsenal had a great chance in the first half. They had that chance in the first 10 minutes and they should have scored from it. But,
do you think that's going to have any effect on the title race?
This is mind games. See, Arteta's like, if we lose this one, then Man City are going to be fooled into a false sense of security.
Yeah,
and then we'll go and beat them in the Etihad.
I suppose it's all about like winning trophies, though, isn't it? Like this trophy. I mean, Guardiola will still love it, but it's not the trophy they want to win the League Cup. And you know, I hate fucking. See, last year when we won the League Cup, and you get other fans who were saying like, you just fucking the League Cup's nothing. It's absolutely shit. No one wants to win it. But the last few seasons, you've had City winning it. You've had fucking Liverpool winning it. Mm-hmm. It's always top teams in the final. So the teams do want to win it. It's probably not like their priority, but they'll still go for it. And I mean, I suppose you're going to be judged at the end of the season or end of your tenure. Like Guardiola will be like, "How many trophies did you win?" Well, I won that trophy, and it's just another one added to it, isn't it? Like
this is what I always say, mate. It's all about honours because they are the things that end up in the history books. So
yeah, that's all you're remembered by is like. What did you win though? Like, how many trophies did you win? Like, and it doesn't matter if it's a League Cup or whatnot. It's like, how many trophies you win? Did you watch that Saipan film?
No, I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my watch list. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
It's good, mate. I've seen like it's got dreadful ratings on like Rotten Tomatoes and all that. And my dad told me about it, and he said I wasn't keen on it, but I thought, well, excuse the pun, and I thought I'm going to watch it because it's like I just want to see what it's like, and I thought it was all right. It's a bit of an independent movie. It's not like fucking glamour. That like it took like 5 minutes for the film to start because there was about 100 fucking film sponsors. Like this movie's associated with this, but I thought it was quite funny. Like the guy who played Roy Keane's good, and Coogan does Mick McCarthy well, but it's not like isn't it? It's not like great acting and all that. But it was just like I think it's quite fictional of how they actually went down. And a lot of scenes are over exaggerated of how it actually went. But apparently, basically, the Republic of Ireland team showed up, and I think they were like in a bit of a party mode. And Roy Keane just kept himself isolated. And they showed up on the first couple of days. The training pitch was absolutely manky, and there was no footballs for the first couple of days, no bibs, so they were only training fitness. And I think Roy Keane was just getting irate with Mick McCarthy. He took it out on him, said like, "This is just absolutely not good enough. Like this is just not good enough. We're showing up." And he was a winner. He's played under Fergie, and I think he just took it out on Mick McCarthy, just saying like, "This is absolutely shambolic. Like, why haven't we got footballs? Why aren't we doing this?"
I mean, the standards at Man United would have been incredible going away abroad and stuff like that. So to go from that to, what you're describing, like, you can kind of understand why he was a wee bit irate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was funny. He was getting annoyed, and I think it was because he thought like they turned up the first few days and they were just like partying. The Irish squad was just like partying, like, yeah, here we are in the World Cup and all that, and he was just like, fucking people laugh at the Irish, like, we're not going to go for the World Cup, we're going to get knocked out. And I think he was just like, nah, let's fucking show them up. But and I can see why he left, but I can also understand both sides. He was a bit. Once you watch the film, you'll see like he crossed the line a wee bit with Mick McCarthy.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a player like Roy Keane. I mean, looking back, I think he should have just maybe bet his tongue and played in the World Cup. Do you not think? Like,
yeah,
the World Cups don't come around every year, so maybe he made the wrong decision to leave. But I suppose he's that kind of character, Roy Keane. He's like he's not gonna back down and let somebody shit all over him and stuff like that. So
I think Mick McCarthy, like, he gets asked about it all the time, but he's like every time I remember the World Cup, I talk about it's always about the me and Roy Keane thing, but it's like we actually got to the last 16. We had an alright World Cup, but it's like it's just plagued now. Everyone just talks about the food with Roy Keane. I don't know how much better they would have done with Roy Keane in the team, but it was just like, I think from his standards, he thought this is a joke. But and when you watch Roy Keane, you think like when you see it, mate, you think this guy's fucking quite obsessive with like football, and you might think he's taking it a bit too far, but I suppose that's how what differentiates winners to fucking losers. And
exactly,
when you see him, you think that's because at Man United and playing under Fergie at the time, that's how a winner should be. But maybe other players don't really see that. They just think. I don't know. What would you say is like a modern day Roy Keane now? He's probably in his bracket of in the own, isn't it? There's no one else like him.
I generally don't think there is players like that anymore. Like your Vieiras and your Keanes and your even like back in the day, like your Razor Ruddocks and all that, and your Vinnie Joneses like they're just not players. Like, not saying that they were the same as Roy Keane, but I don't think there's players like that.
Just a player. If you had a player in your squad that was just pure obsessed with like just fully focused, like fuck everything else, just winning it. It's like you kind of get obsessed, like fucking this. I just want to win. Like it's a good thing, but you probably think from that person's point of view, you think you're a bit too far, you're a bit too much. But I suppose that's what needs to be done to fucking win stuff, eh? Like
it separates the weak from the strong, I suppose.
Yeah, 1,000,000%, mate.